Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back. This is the Legend series, and this next entry is on an absolute legend, Mark the Hammer Coleman. Mark Coleman's the godfather of ground and pound, a super athlete, one of the best wrestlers to ever compete in the sport of mixed martial arts. There are few fighters in the sport's history that have Mark Coleman's wrestling credentials and skill. Those skills with his toughness and vicious ground and pound propelled him to be multiple-time champion. So let's dive into Mark Coleman's career. Mark Coleman stands at 6'1", and at his peak he was around 250, 260 pounds of solid muscle. He was an absolute beast and animal. Coleman was an NCAA Division I wrestler, NCAA champ, former Olympic wrestler. He won gold at the Pan American Championships in 90, 91, and 92, gold at the Pan American Games in 1991, and silver at the World Championships in 1991. Like I said, one of the most highly decorated and skilled wrestlers to ever compete in the sport. A few more of Coleman's accolades: he was the first UFC heavyweight champ. He also won UFC 10 and 11 tournaments, and he was the Pride Openweight Grand Prix champ in 2000. Mark is a UFC Hall of Famer. Incredible honor, he truly deserves it. He competed at a high level into his mid-40s. I believe he was 45 for his last fight against Randy Couture. I may be mistaken, but I know he was into his 40s. You can't call yourself a true fan of the sport if you don't know who Mark Coleman is, and if you don't know what his contribution and what he's done for the sport. He's an absolute legend through and through, highly respected by the MMA community with good reason. In his peak, total animal, some of the most vicious ground and pound you will ever see, even compared to today. When Mark fought, there were less rules. It was like a more savage landscape. They even allowed headbutts, and that was one of Mark's specialties, headbutts. Nobody could deal with his top-notch wrestling. He would just get a hold of you, drag you down to the mat, cinch in a headlock, squeeze your head off, or just ground and pound you to oblivion. He was so difficult to deal with. In my opinion, Mark's one of the toughest competitors to ever compete. I remember the old school Hammer House crew: Mark Coleman, Phil Baroni, Wes Sims, of course Kevin Randleman, rest in peace. The Hammer should always be respected and revered for what he's done for the sport, and I've been wanting to make this tribute video for him for a while. Thanks for watching this tribute video to the Hammer. I'll have more Legend series videos coming up in the future. Thanks for stopping by the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next segment.